No.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Have you ever taken a deposition before?
No.
Okay. In a deposition, it's just like being in a courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
You're under oath, tell the truth, and if you don't understand a question, you can stop me and ask me to rephrase it, tell me you don't understand, and I'll be happy to do that. Do you promise to do that if you don't understand?
Yes, I will do that.
And if you answer a question, can I fairly assume that you understood it?
Yes.
Okay. Also, when you answer a question, you have to speak it. You can't say can't nod your head.
Okay.
And if I go like this, that means talk.
Got it.
All right. And we got to make sure we don't talk on top of each other, because that makes her have high anxiety.
Understood.
What is your name?
Gerald Thomas Gentile.
Where do you live?
Clearwater, Florida.
What ad? Okay. When did you join the Church of Scientology?
I believe, best I can recall, around May of 2000.
Did Denise have anything to do with you joining the Church of Scientology?
Well, we were married. I think, went to, an event or something and, just joined.
Okay. And how far up the bridge have you gone in Scientology?
I have finished grade 4, which is like on the PC side.
Okay.
So it's just a few steps.
Have you done any courses at Flag?
Flag, yes. I believe I did. Not a full course. Yes, I did. I did part of a PTS course at Flag.
Did you finish the course?
Yes.
What types of things does that teach you in that course?
Teaches you to recognize the signs of someone in trouble. Be able to recognize people that may be hostile towards others, that kind of thing.
Does it teach you to report someone who is a potential trouble source?
I don't recall that now.
Did you say deport?
Report.
Report.
Did you understand it that way? Report?
Report, yes.
Okay.
No.
Are you aware that being connected to a suppressive person and not reporting it can be a crime in Scientology?
I don't recall that now.
So after this phone call from Tom Brennan to your wife, what happened?
We said, when she hung up, said, what are we going to do? We should probably go down there and help him, see if he needs any help. So from what I recall, I quickly threw on a pair of pants or a pair of shorts, threw on my sneakers, and she was in her pajamas. We just ran out the door and jumped in the car and went down.
Isn't it true that when you called Denise and said you need someone because she was your only friend, isn't it true she did not come to your apartment that night?
That's correct.
Her husband Jerry came to your apartment, is that right?
That's right.
I'll say, Jerry and I will be right down. Click.
Did he call you on your cell phone or your home phone?
Cell phone.
When you say you parked at the Coachman, am I correct that the parking lot is adjacent to the Coachman buildings on the south side?
Yeah, there's sort of the Coachman building here, and there's a parking lot here, and then there's another one sort of down around the side, and we parked, from what I recall, on the side. Because Denise was in her pajamas. I have a recollection of saying, you can't park like right here, because I'm in my pajamas, so it was sort of around the side. I think there's a dumpster over there or something,
So it wouldn't be, you wouldn't be. Did Thomas Brennan, when he left, did he get in your car with Denise?
From what I recall, yeah.
Did he have his cell phone with him, as far as you know?
When we left, I actually don't know if he had it with him at that point. We had used it earlier, per my interview with Bolin, but I don't know if he had it with him.
All right, when did you use it earlier?
He had used it when he came down out of the apartment, I remember him saying I need a cigarette, and he said I have to call my ex-wife, but I can't dial my phone. And I said, well, something I can help you with, you want me to do that? And he said, that'd be great.
I go, Jerry, just do me a favor, just call Victoria and tell her what happened. And he was just like, he was kind of reluctant. He didn't want to do it, because he felt like uncomfortable with it.
And I said, well, something I can help you with, you want me to do that? And he said, that'd be great. So he gave me his phone. I didn't know her name, so I said, what's her number? And he went through his, contact list and did the number, and I made the phone call to his ex-wife.
Was this before or after the police officer interviewed him downstairs outside the apartment?
I believe it was after. I'm not sure on the recall. It either was during that period or after. I remember it as after, and I believe the police officer was still there.
So you're the one that got on the phone and talked to his ex-wife?
Yes.
And you did that in the parking lot of the apartment complex?
Same place, yeah. It was right down at the bottom level of the stairs. There's sort of I remember an overhang. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you, Denise, and Tom are in the car.
Mm-hmm.
What car was it?
Pretty sure it was the SUV. We had an SUV at the time.
The BMW?
I believe it was, yeah.
Okay, what was the conversation? Any conversation in the car? SUV?
I don't recall anything specific now.
What happened when you got to your house?
Just went in. I think Denise and Tom, I'm not a smoker, and we have like a lanai. So from what I recall, they went out back, and we're sitting there smoking and talking, and I just went back in the house.
Do you know if they made any phone calls on the lanai?
I don't know.
Now, isn't it true that when you called Denise and said you need someone because she was your only friend, isn't it true she did not come to your apartment that night?
That's correct.
Her husband Jerry came to your apartment, is that right?
That's right.
And then what happened next?
And then we got into the car and went down. We parked the car in the coachman.
Can I just go outside and have a cigarette? And they said, yeah, sure, go ahead, and I think the officer came down with me, and Jerry was there, and then my next thought was I gotta contact Victoria. I gotta tell her. And I couldn't even dial my phone. I was just so upset. I go, Jerry, just do me a favor, just call Victoria and tell her what happened. And he was just he was kind of reluctant. He didn't want to do it, because he felt uncomfortable with it. And then I was looking for a police officer. I'm thinking maybe they're professional. They can deal with this. They dealt with this stuff before. Maybe they can call me. And then I said, oh please, no, Jerry, please call her. I can't even.
How long did that conversation last when he called you up and said that Kyle either shot himself or committed suicide? How long did that last?
It lasted the amount of time it takes for him to say, oh my God, Kyle's dead, Kyle, blah, blah, blah. What should I do? Call 911.
Did he call you on your cell phone or your home phone?
Cell phone.
Do you know if he had a home phone, landline, or rather in addition to a cell phone?
I don't think he did.
What is Tom Brennan's cell phone number?
I don't know.
Did Tom Brennan tell you that he had a hard time dialing the number to get you? He was so upset?
No, Tom Brennan said exactly what I said. He said nothing more, nothing less. We didn't convert.
And then what happened next?
And then we got into the car and went down. We parked the car in the coachman parking lot, which is across the street from the... So...
Is that on the south side of the Coachman building? Is that the parking lot?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
All right.
And Jerry went over to the apartment, which is directly across the street through an alley, to go see how Tom was doing.
Did you stay in the car?
Yes. Well, I didn't stay in the car. I got out of the car, but I stayed over at the Coachman.
Did you talk to anybody?
No, just waited for Jerry. I mean, there were people around, and I was training at the time, but I certainly wasn't getting into the details of what was going on with anyone. I was just waiting, and yeah, well, I was conversing with people. I wasn't just like, you know, there were people there.
Were you on the sidewalk or inside the building?
I was by my car.
Okay, were you standing by your car?
Yes, so I wasn't totally still the entire time. Or there's actually tables and chairs. I could have sat down there or smoked cigarettes. I could have been pacing.
Do you recall who you talked to?
No.
Do you recall how long you stayed there?
I would say 20, 25 minutes. It's just a guess, because I only stayed until Jerry came back with Tom, and then we left.
Okay. So you all left in your car?
Yep,
You, Jerry, and Tom, and then you went to your house?
correct.
You didn't go anywhere else?
Nowhere else.
And did you call anyone when you got to your house?
I did not.
Do you know if anyone called anyone while you were driving to your house?
I do not.
Who drove the car?
Jerry did,
Where did you sit?
in the front passenger seat.
Okay. What kind of car is it?
At the time, I think it was my BMW X5.
Okay. And Tom Brennan was in the back?
That's correct.
Any conversation going to your house?
No, just
And what happened when you got to your house?
got to her house. I asked if anyone wanted coffee. Went out back to the back porch, and I believe that's when Tom asked Jerry, "Look, I can't even dial this phone. Can you have to call my ex-wife?"
And you did that in the parking lot of the apartment complex?
Same place, yeah. It was right down at the bottom level of the stairs.
So you and Tom Brennan were on the back porch of your house?
And Jerry.
And Jerry. Do you know if Victoria Brennan had ever talked to Jerry before that night?
I know for sure not.
Why didn't you call Victoria?
Because Tom didn't ask me to.
Did you hear the conversation?
I heard what Jerry said.
Do you know, could you tell from what Jerry was saying whether or not there was a reaction on the other end? Any words, any response?
You know, I don't know. I think
If you'd like to see more videos of Scientology's lies and alibis, subscribe below.